I want to talk about the abstract in this section, and the reason why I'm beginning by mentioning information transmission and communication is because it's often examples in the abstract which really emphasize the problem that many students have, which is they don't realize that what they're writing and presenting in their assignment isn't actually transmitting any information to the reader. Let me give you some examples of that. In the abstract, the way I suggest you structure it is 4 sentences. The rationale background for the study, first sentence. What was done in the study, second sentence. Third sentence, an overview of the key results of the study. And fourth, the contribution of the study to the literature field. As with all other aspects of this guide, if you achieve all of those things in that order, that's fine. You might have to add a sentence here, or you might be able to integrate 3 and 4 into one big sentence at the end. That's fine. But you need to make sure those are all there. An abstract, you do it last, which is what I'm talking about at last. It's a summary of everything in the report. It's something that a lot of students might struggle with initially because it's not like a blurb on the back of a novel, which gives you a sense of what's going to happen, but doesn't tell you everything. No, an abstract spoils everything. It tells you the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. It absolutely spoils it. And that's why you have to wait to write it last. You only include the absolute key results, though. You don't have to talk about absolutely every last detail, and that's what makes it difficult for people. But in terms of clear communication, let's look at this exemplar. Stereotype threat has been widely studied. 2 citations. Does that sentence have any information in it? No. Widely studied is rhetoric. We know that 2 papers have been published on it. That's it. No more information in that entire sentence. In this study, there were 4 conditions: control, threat, emphasize, threat, neutralize, and load. Does that sentence contain any information in it? No. None whatsoever. There's a lot of detail, isn't there? 4 conditions, and it's labeled them. There's no information there. Nothing, other than the fact there were 4 conditions. So we're halfway through the abstract. All we know is that the topic, which we have no idea what that even means, the topic's been widely studied, and our study has 4 conditions. So far, it's a monumental waste of words. It looks fancy enough, and AI probably wrote this, but there's no information yet. Results show that participants in the threat neutralized condition, that we don't know what that is, perform significantly worse than those in the control condition, that we don't know what it is, failing to replicate prior research. We don't even have a citation there. That final sentence has no information as well. Oh, it's got a direction of effect. Yeah, but it relates to something called the neutralizer. This is a disaster of an abstract. An abstract must stand alone. It's the first thing you read when you read a paper. There's none of this business of, oh, you've got to go to the method section to find out what's going on there. No, it needs to stand alone. And it's a big ask, and that's why it's difficult to write, and that's why you leave it to the very last. It's a big ask to be able to put standalone information in there. Listing condition names. Yeah, our study had these. What? That's not information. That's just, here's what we labeled our conditions. Okay. Prior research, past studies, widely studied. This is not the time to bring in the AI style rhetoric. It's not the time. You've got few enough words as it is in an abstract, usually 150 to 200 words tops. It's no time for vague rhetoric. It's just going to make it even less compelling. Always consider how much information is being transmitted. Here's an abstract, same topic. It's a little bit longer, I'll give it that. But oh my God, the level of detail. If you're unfamiliar with this study, then suddenly you've got it all, okay? You've got a first sentence which incredibly actually talks about what each of the set references did very quickly, very quickly hones in. It's not a complete method of our study. It's one of the main manipulations of our study, the one that's going to lead to the key result and the key interpretation. And that's what that final sentence is, that key interpretation, which then links it. There's no citation there, but it does link it to the Schmader and Johns theory. It's incredible how much thought threading has gone into this simple abstract. Whereas the one at the top is throwaway, zero. I know it can be very insulting, but there's no information in that top paragraph. This one here, the exemplar to my left, to your right, over there. Wow, it's just amazing how much detail is in there. So make them more like the one on the bottom and transmit as much information as possible. In your abstract, do include a key citation or two. It's ridiculous. Some people are still afraid of putting a citation in an abstract. If you're going to mention research, you need a citation. Past research, citation. Past research without citation, rhetoric. Don't do it. Make sure you get a citation. Don't feel you've got to shove everything into the method. Just stick to what you've considered to be the core innovations, the core method, the core results, the most impactful result. Okay? It's telling the reader and the marker immediately, you have a sense of priority. You know what's important. Don't include number of participants, p-values, descriptions of every part of the method, all results. Don't include, just shove it in, okay? If you do that, it's like answering a short answer question poorly in an exam. By including everything, you're telling the reader, I had no idea what was important, okay? So make sure it's a very finely tuned abstract and you're focused in on the key points.